Hello, welcome to the Public Apps Gallery video. This is part of the 7 Bridges onboarding lesson. While watching this video, please keep in mind 3 key concepts. The Public Apps Gallery contains hundreds of apps that can be used in many types of scientific analysis. The apps are parameterized and contain instructions to make them easy to run. And the third concept is that many apps contain benchmarks in the description, and these are helpful to determine the time to complete as well as the cloud cost estimate. At the end of the video, you should be able to browse and search the Public Apps Gallery, either by category or keyword, add apps to your project in preparation for running an analysis, and lastly, be able to read app descriptions for instructions for such as common issues and benchmarking information. You can find the tools you need in the Public Apps Gallery. It's a curated gallery and contains the tools for a variety of analyses. There's over 700 tools and workflows. The benefit of using the apps gallery and the apps that are contained in it is that they've been optimized for speed and cost in the cloud. They are fully parameterized and customizable. They're very easy to run. They can be run using the graphical user interface or via an API client that's available in either Python or R. If you click on any of these cards, you'll be given a helpful description of what the app is all about, what it can be used for, tips and tricks, helpful hints, as well as, in many cases, benchmarking information. All the tools in the apps gallery are reproducible, portable, and pre-configured. This is made possible by describing each piece of software in the common workflow language, also known as CWL. CWL is a community-based open standard designed to make scientific workflows more portable and reproducible. Each step in the workflow is enabled by Docker, which provides all the necessary software dependencies for that step to execute successfully. If this is interesting to you, a future playlist will present more about CWL and how to create custom tools and workflows inside your projects. In this video's demonstration, we will tour and search through the Public Apps Gallery. We will search for the GATK Broad Best Practice Germline SNPs and Indo variant calling pipeline. This is a very popular variant calling workflow. We will add it to our project and get it ready for an analysis. Finally, we will find and read through the pipeline's app description for instructions and for benchmarking information. Now I'm going to switch browser tabs to the BioData Catalyst powered by 7 Bridges platform. I am already logged in, and we will start on the platform dashboard. Okay, I'm already logged on to the platform dashboard. To get to the Public Apps Gallery, we're going to look at the top menu bar, and we're going to click on the drop-down for Public Galleries. So what we want to do is click on the Apps button, which will take us to the main screen for the Public Apps Gallery. This highlights some of the more popular applications, and you can find apps that range for a variety of different things. So there's RNA-seq, there's whole exome sequencing alignment and variant calling, there's quality control apps, and many other things. But the best way to start is to browse. So currently it says browse 715 apps. This number always changes. So whenever our 7 Bridges engineers publish a new application, this number is going to go up. So if we click on that, this loads up all the apps in alphabetical order. And if I click on any of these cards, I will be able to read the app description, which includes instructions for how to run the app, and in many cases, benchmarking information. So you can browse through all of them like this, But you can also look through categories. So a very popular category on BioData Catalyst is GWAS. So I could click on the GWAS category, which would give me a lot of the Genesis tools as well as others. But today we want to find a variant calling app. So I can also search through by toolkit, by the way. So another great way to search is simply typing in part of the name of the application you're looking for. So we're looking for genome analysis toolkit related tools. So I'm just typing in GATK, and I see a variety of different things. So there's a lot of best practices which involve the GATK toolkit. This first one here is what I want to focus on. So it's GATK Broad Best Practice Germline SNPs and indel variant calling version 4.1. So if you saw there, I clicked on the name of the app, which brings up this screen. There is a picture because this is a workflow. That means there's multiple steps. So you get an idea of the steps that are involved here. And if I scroll down a little bit, you'll see the description. We're going to dive into this a little bit deeper. But what I want to do is show you how to copy the app to your project. On the right side, you'll see the More Actions button, which is the the 3 dots in a row. I can go ahead and click Copy and select the project I want. So I'm going to copy it to a project already made called Variant Calling. We go up to the top menu bar and click on the drop-down projects list and find the Variant Calling project, which I just copied the app to. So back in the project dashboard, you'll see along the top here that I have all these different options. If I click on apps, you'll see the collection of the apps which I have for this particular project. So right now it is just the one app which I just copied, the GATK variant calling app. But there's lots of information here, so let's talk about this. So the W icon means it's a multi-step workflow. If you see a T icon, that means it's a single step tool. So to make a workflow, multiple tools are put together. This copy pill right here means that this is a copy from the public apps gallery. So if there's ever an update to this application, you'll get a notification in your project asking you if you want to update to the latest version. Now, everything is version controlled. So if you did update this app, either by customizing it yourself or receiving an update from the apps gallery, you could always go back. You'll see multiple versions here, and you'll be able to go back to a previous version. Okay, as we go further to the right, you'll see different columns. So you'll see if it was modified and the date. So in this case, it's just a copy of the public apps gallery, but this gives the date and time when I copied it. And then you'll see some actions here. So you'll be able to run the analysis by clicking run. So we'll talk about that in a later video. If I click the more options button, I can do various things. I can actually click edit, which will allow me to edit the workflow. So that's going to be another video. And if I click on this, the name, you'll see the description. So a lot of times you'll want to read the description before you copy the app to your project. But before you run it, you should also read the description, the common use cases, common issues. So a lot of times there are gotchas for any scientific workflow. So these are the important things to know. In addition, this app has benchmarking information. So this is very handy if you're planning out your cloud funding and you want to determine how much you should plan to run this particular scientific workflow. Down at the bottom, it gives you the inputs. whether or not they're required. So we need a reference that is required. We need the calling intervals that's also required, and we need the alignments. Sometimes, so in the middle here we have settings. So sometimes settings are required, but it looks like these are not. If you ever need information about what these options mean, you can a lot of times you can click on the question mark button, which will give you a description of what it means. You can also read the description of the app up above here, or along the right side, there you have some basic information. It will give you links to this, not only the source code, but the homepage of the application, as well as documentation. So this is linking out to another website. So if I click on that, it'll link out to the original documentation. So this is all good information. It's actually all encapsulated in the common workflow language, which I was talking about before. So if I do go ahead and want to copy this for just to save it on my own computer or send it to someone else to use on another platform, I can click export and it'll give me a text file, which is the common workflow language. To summarize, the public apps gallery is a great way to find fully cloud optimized scientific applications, many of which have been fully benchmarked for you. Here are 3 key takeaways. The public apps gallery contains hundreds of apps that can be used in many types of scientific analysis. These apps are parameterized and contain instructions to make them easy to run. Remember to read app descriptions to find instructions, common issues, and benchmarking information. This concludes the Public Apps Gallery video module. The next suggested video is Analysis Walkthrough of Variant Calling, where we will demonstrate running GATK best practices. See you in the next video.